Special day here today because, well, a few things. First day of silage, first full harvest day with the new Kel-Tec silage bale wagon, and save the best for last. My father-in-law is here working with us today, so he'll be in the rake. We're gonna be making room, making bales while the sun shines amongst all the smoke. I don't know how today's gonna go, but you're gonna wanna see this. It's getting real. We're really doing it. We got a pile of hay done. We got a bunch of dry green feed done. Now we're on to the wet stuff. Let's go. Well, I just said how cool today is. First day silage, first day with the Kel-Tec bale wagon in the field as we silage. First day with my father-in-law raking for us. But this is also the first time the Crone Comprima silage baler has been hooked to our new Icon. I didn't even realize that when we hooked it up to it today, this afternoon, to head here. It's iconic. We've hooked it up. The ISO bus is here. All of our data is here from the implement, which it's stored on. And we're about to put the hammer down. That's pretty cool. That is easy. And I guess, well, that's the whole claim to fame with the Icon, is its connectability. So adjust the RPMs a bit and we're silaging. Well, we're a little bit high moisture. There's nothing wrong with it. We're in the high 40s. We'd like to be 30 to 40, but let's put a few more through and see where we end up. And some familiar plastic. You guys probably recognize it. We've been having such good luck with the Sure film, 7-layer film from Agri Novatex, that we're going with it again this year. We've got some carryover bales from last year, really high quality stuff. They're holding up great, so there was no point to changing. The quality of that Agri Novatex has not let us down, so why change a good thing? Because this has been cut for 48 hours, and that is the longest that we've ever had to wait to get started, to get the moisture down to 30–40%. This smoke's blowing in from the Northwest Territories. There's a hair of a breeze, but I guess it's just not getting the sunlight, and this stuff is almost as wet as when we cut it. So we'll still throw a couple more through, but we don't want to bale the whole field at 50+% moisture. We're in September already. We should be done silage season by now, but we didn't even get started on hay till the middle of August. So the weather that Mother Nature has decided to give us this year has not been very conducive to efficiency in the field, to the point of this being very wet. There are several places in this field that you guys will see in some of the drone footage coming up. I had to go around several flooded out areas. And I also had to cut this entire field, obviously with our fast track with triple mowers. I had to cut the whole field in 4-wheel drive. So it's not muddy to the point that we're leaving ruts, although you could if you didn't know where the soft spots were, but the ground is wet. Now that we've cut it, it's had time to perspire and evaporate a bit, and it's dried up a lot since we cut it. But I think that's not helping our dry down time of the swaths themselves, especially sitting so close to the wet dirt. So we might be shutting her down here and coming back tomorrow. This is our furthest field from home, and it's too wet to get going. We've got all of our equipment here. It would make no sense to even pack everything up and go home, or to a different field that's cut that might be ready. This one's a little bit far and out of the way. So in layman's terms, we cash crop. We sell the product that we grow. We keep very little of it for our own use. Because we're in the business of selling products, we need it to be the highest quality. And what people don't like with silage is paying for water. People don't want excessively wet silage. Yes, you need some moisture in order to get it to go through its fermentation and ensiling process, but there's excessive moisture. And excessive moisture also really hurts us with logistics, because these bales get too heavy to the point that we can't even put a full load on a truck. So right now these bales are weighing, the heaviest one was 1,700 pounds. We don't need them weighing 1,700 pounds. We could put the same amount of material in the bale and have it weigh 1,400 pounds if it were dry. But the problem is it's just not dry. So people don't want to pay for water, and obviously we do adjust that in our pricing with dry matter basis, but in the end, we don't want a surplus of weight. It just constricts us in all of the steps down the line. So I think we want to come back tomorrow. This is just going to be too wet, too heavy. That last bale that just came out was at 55%. And I know a lot of people put up silage at 55%, but the virtue of patience, one more day, we could get that down to 45 at least. That would make our lives a lot easier handling these bales, selling these bales, everything. We'll put a couple more through, but this isn't looking good for today. So there's a lot new going on here today. Unfortunately, it's too wet for us to make a full video of us full sending the rest of these silage bales in the main field. So we just cleared up this small area, made room for parking, and just to try and work some kinks out of equipment. The two new things on silage season this year are going to be the telehandler at every field in conjunction with the Caltech bale wagon. The Krone Comprina silage baler has the ability to lay the bales either on their flat side, like you saw in the drone imagery, or on their round side. The Caltech bale wagon needs them on the round side. We knew that, we're expecting that, that's fine. The kink we got to work out of the system is on the opening rounds of the field, is we have to put them on their flat sides of the bale, because if we let the baler put them on the round side, we would not be able to put them on or pick them up with the Caltech bale wagon. I ran around just as a test with the telehandler. I would grab one bale, go bump another one to bump it onto its flat side, and I would do that in an orientation that was parallel to the headland of the field. So now, before the interior of the field is harvested, the Caltech bale wagon can very quickly get the bales off the field, because we can't afford for the rake to get slowed down in its turns, or the baler get slowed down in its headland turns, let alone the risk of a rake hitting a silage bale. If that rotary rake hit a silage bale, it'd be written off. They're pretty delicate. I don't think that rake would win the fight at all. So how do we eliminate that risk and just work more effectively and efficiently? Is we need to get the bales off the headlands as fast as possible. The geometry skill testing question is, let's look at these silage bales and act as if they were a headland. So let's pretend they're trees or, well, a silage bale stack. We can't move the stack. If the baler was dropped right here on its round side, which this is where the swath was, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4 and change, call it 4 meters to the obstacle. So that would mean if on our first headland pass, if the baler was dropping them on their round side, you would either have to back into the bale with the bale wagon, which would be pretty tough, but you know, we're up for the challenge, or drive into it. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we would need a bare minimum of 7 meters from where the bale was left on its round side to whatever the headland obstacle was, whether it's a big oak tree, a silage bale stack, whatever. So what I think we're gonna have to do, and you saw in the drone imagery, is on the first couple headland passes with the rake and the baler chasing the rake, is the telehandler will chase the baler and grab one bale that's on its flat side, ram it into the next bale, tip it over, and put 2 on their round sides right up against each other. And that'll let the Kel-Tec bale wagon grab 2 at a time and start clearing the headlands fast, because that Kel-Tec bale wagon on a fast track can cover ground. So let's get the headlands cleared as fast as possible, because if the headlands are clear, that makes the interior acres of the field way more efficient. So part of the reason of changing up the fleet this last winter and in the last year, well, in the last 5 years, is just to do things better. And these are some of the kinks we got to work out to it. So, all right, guys, the coolest part about farming, especially with friends, family, smarter people than me, is, well, what you just saw. As we just finished saying, we were gonna take one bale, flip another, and put them in groups of 2. Kyle hopped in the telehandler and he's just giving her, and he says, what if I do a row of 2 and a row of 3? And if I do that 4 times in a row, you'll have an equal 10 bales to fill the cart. Yeah, that's awesome. Why didn't I think of that? Well, that's what happens when you put minds together. But the coolest part is I am not even that savvy at running that wagon yet. This is my 2nd time, 3rd time running it. We did use it this spring just to clean up a couple fields that were left over. So I'm not even that good at it yet. With Kyle's idea here for clearing headlands with the telehandler in groups of 2 and 3, and once I get good at it, as an example, we keep time sheets of all of our fields and tasks. And in 30, I'll call it 30, because it's 34 now and I've been stopped for a couple minutes. So for sake of round numbers, so in 30 minutes, round numbers, we just moved 30 bales back to the yard. And here comes Kyle now. He found the honker. So in 30 minutes, we just brought 30 bales back to a central location where they're gonna continue to get stacked. So a minute a bale, and I'm not even savvy at this, and this is a really peculiar shaped field, lots of objects and shapes and things to go around. So a minute a bale to bring bales from the field to a central location, and I'm not even savvy yet running the cart. This is gonna be a game changer. The efficiency of this is gonna be insane. Moving silage bales from point A to point B and having the telehandler tip the bales to clean up the headlands, we no longer have to finagle our way across the land with the bale cart for bales that are too close to the fence or obstacles like trees, shelter belts, things like that. So this is exciting. I'm gonna put the camera down here. Thanks guys for watching. This is gonna be a game changer to silage season. We are gonna be getting bales off the field way faster than we ever have before. So thanks to the Kel-Tec bale wagon that we found in the local classifieds, this is gonna be great. Thanks for watching, guys. I just had a bug go right in my ear hole. Huh. He's hibernating in there now. Feels really weird. Anyway,